What's happening, traders and investors? It's Rod with POW Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth for a daily market recap. Today's a recap for Tuesday, August 3rd. I hope you were all well today. And for those of you in Canada, I hope you had a great holiday yesterday. So didn't get a video out and back at it again today. And in today's video, as the main topic of the day, we're going to be discussing Nikola Corporation. So ticker symbol NKLA on the NASDAQ. All prices will be mentioned in US dollars. We'll be looking at this chart here in detail as we do have some key support coming up here on the monthly. And we'll be discussing whether or not now is a good time to buy it. But we did have some better than expected earnings results, but the stock was down nearly 10%. And we'll discuss why here in just a moment. But as we normally do, we'll run through some news and events on the day today. And as I normally do, I'll put some timestamps in the description below as well for your convenience. But before we jump in, make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel. We'll run through the news and events like I mentioned. Then we'll look at the NKLA chart. Then we'll look at the crypto and the broader market. So Dow climbed more than 200 points today. And the S&P 500, so SPY, closed at an all-time high record daily close. And moving on to Nikola earnings, so they were better than expected, coming in at 20 cents a share loss from the analyst projection at 30-cent loss. And obviously they have no sales right yet because they have no commercial products. So the reason why the company was down and the stock was down today was because of the guidance. So they basically said they may have to delay delivering its first trucks to consumers due to the disruptions in the supply chain. So very risky stock to be investing in because they do not have any sales at the moment, and that is one of the reasons why. So we'll look at that chart here in just a moment. But Robinhood surges 25% today and blows past its $38 IPO price, up about 46% from the lows of its trading after its IPO. And some earnings, some notable earnings to be on the lookout for tomorrow. Going to be watching Roku and Uber, and then Thursday pre-market we have Moderna. And then after close on Thursday, we have Square and Beyond Meat will be big ones I'll be watching. And then on Friday, we have Canopy and Kronos. Also, DraftKings will be of interest there as well. So moving on, Google starts running Bitcoin ads again. So that's starting from today, August 3rd. Again, another reason why I think we could still see more momentum in this bull move and bull run and one more final push higher. I still think 80 to 100K on Bitcoin is possible here before the end of this bull market, sometime in the next 4 to 8 months, I would suspect. And to add to the bullishness, SEC Chair Gary Gensler hints at approval of a Bitcoin ETF. So again, we've been saying on this channel for a while now, if an ETF gets approved, that's only going to add fuel to the fire, so to speak, and we could see an explosive move higher if that were the case. So moving on to the NKLA chart, so we did come in, like I said, at negative 30 was the estimate. We came in at negative 20, so a 10% beat there. And a surprise of 33.58%. But again, the guidance was the factor here. And we do have key monthly support. We're still in a monthly downtrend. There's not a whole lot to be bullish on at the moment. But if you are looking, and if you're looking for a bullish position, if you are wondering now if it's a good time to start to scale in, I would agree. I don't believe that now would be a bad time. Obviously, I mean, we're down nearly 10% today. We have key monthly support here at 937. We could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross here on the monthly EMA, so something to be aware of. But if you were looking, I could still potentially see a little bit more downside. We are up to 1034 here, so about 1.27% after hours. But if you're looking to scale in, maybe in 3 orders, maybe you buy a little bit now, maybe closer to maybe a loss of $10 USD, and then maybe closer to that 937 support. But like I said, we're in a monthly downtrend. There's not a whole lot to be bullish on at the moment. We're still well below the 10-week moving average there at 1508. We also have the weekly moving averages up at 18 and 19, so a long ways away. The daily moving averages, the closest is the 100, so still well below those. So $14 and $15 there on the daily moving averages. And then we have the weekly VWAP and the 20 weekly moving average there around 14 and 18. So we do have a lack of resistance in terms of ebb and flowing back to these moving averages, but at the moment, not a whole lot to be bullish on, but we do have a lack of resistance up until $15. So that 10-week moving average, the 100-day moving average, and like I said, on the daily chart, we do have a lack of resistance all the way up really until about $15 psychological. So from current levels, if you were to start to scale in, we did have a pretty bearish close at the low of the day today, but we are touching down on daily oversold. Not set up well if the S&P 500 sees any real weakness, but we closed an all-time high record daily close today, which we'll look at here in just a moment. So no red flags from the overall broader market, but wouldn't be surprised if we saw a bit more downside here on NKLA and watch for extreme oversold conditions. But we are getting down into the teens here on the 4-hour RSI, sitting at 2137. So like I said, if you were to start to scale in now, not a bad idea, playing off that key monthly support with a stop loss. In my opinion, I absolutely have to use a stop loss below that $9 mark is what I would likely suggest. So I'm not personally playing it. This isn't financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. I'm not taking a position, but if you are interested, I know a lot of people were asking me about it, and a lot of people on social media are interested in potentially taking a position. So just know that it's a bit of a falling knife at the moment, and it is very bearish in terms of the macro indicators. But at the moment, the only real entry, in my opinion, would be bullish, playing off that 937 support with a stop just below that. And like I said, maybe scale in about 1, 2, 3 orders. So moving on, NKLA led the decline today. Very and IMV on the bullish. We had Hood, Snow, and FTNT. So Hood, from the low of its IPO, you can see here we are up about 46% and up to $48 here after hours. So up about 4.3% after hours. So congrats to the bulls there. So moving on to the crypto space. So Cardano is standing out here as the lead technical bull. We're in a 15-minute strong uptrend. But taking a look at Bitcoin, we are seeing altcoins sort of decouple from Bitcoin. And that's what we've been saying on this channel for a while now as well, that we could see altcoins severely and drastically outperform Bitcoin here toward the end of this final move higher. So I do think that 80 to 100K this bull cycle on Bitcoin is possible. And I think that's going to come as a result of positive regulations, positive, just news and outcomes and catalysts. So an ETF getting approved, that would obviously be huge. We have an ETF in Canada, but we know that nothing really happens until the US does. And if that were the case, that would be huge. So Bitcoin trying to close the daily candle here above EMA 12, that yellow line, which is sitting at 38,228. We did lose our daily high or low support at 38,342. So we're scouting a daily high or low now again compared to 29,301. But bulls are looking for a close above that EMA 12. If we fail to close above it, then we could be eyeing EMA 26 support, which is down at $36,547. So moving on, taking a look at the broader market. So SPY with its daily record candle close here. And we have a new all-time high at 441.80, but today we hit a high of 441.28. So failed to break the all-time high, but we closed a record daily candle close. We are down here to 440.65 after hours. So showing a little bit of weakness and set up for a potential daily inside bar. And EMA 12 has been rock solid here on the daily as well. So as long as we maintain a close above EMA 12, we are just fine on the daily time frame. And same thing on the weekly as well. We're holding the weekly EMA 12 and we're still in a weekly uptrend. So as long as the weekly EMA 12 and the weekly uptrend remain intact, we are good in terms of a long-term perspective. And then on a shorter term perspective, as long as we maintain that EMA 12 here on the daily, which is sitting at 437.67, we are just fine. So we want to see all candles close above that level. If we do see a close below that level, we'll be a little concerned and a red flag to be on the lookout for. So the dollar, daily inside bar and tightening range today. So not a whole lot of movement, pretty much just going sideways at the moment. We could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, which would likely indicate more upside for stocks if the US dollar is starting to go on the decline. So look at the rest of the sector here. So QQQ, tech sector, so not a record daily close for tech. So our record daily close is at 368.49. We close at 366.81. So tech is a little bit weaker today. SMH, so semiconductors, AMD, NVDA, so semiconductors are on an absolute tear at the moment. And SMH, very evident of that. So new record daily candle close as well, but not an all-time high. So all-time high sitting at 267.94, and the high of the day, 267.42. So all-time highs will be on deck potentially tomorrow after closing near the high of the day, but SMH, one of our lead bull sectors. And then in terms of oil, so US oil was weak again today, could see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross and another day of daily consolidation today, but just looking for a daily high or low compared to 65.11. Taking a look at the metals, and VIX was down over 7% today. So some volatility in the volatility index. So the metals rather, so silver, so daily consolidation today, but just looking for a daily high or low, rejecting at EMA 26. So a daily close above that EMA 26 there at 25.70 would be bullish. Gold, bit of the opposite, so holding EMAs as support. So we'll want to see daily closes above that 1810 level. We have both EMA 12 and 26, so 1810 going to be key here on gold. And a little bit stronger than silver. As you can see here, we're acting as support on the EMAs and silver's acting as resistance. Biotech sector, daily consolidation today, but ended up closing near the high of the day, back within yesterday's range. So it was a daily bear, inside bar that had a bear break. So biotech sector, one of our weaker sectors. XLE, energy sector, closing near the high of the day as well after daily consolidation. So nice recovery there by the bulls. Financial sector closing near the high. Nice long lower wick after consolidating on the daily and again back within. So nice recovery from the bulls all around. But healthcare, we've been pointing out for a while now on this channel that healthcare continues to be extremely strong. But here we are down 132.22 after hours. So getting slammed, but closed new all-time high, new record daily close. And closed at the high of the day, but here we are going into daily consolidation mode potential after hours. So a little bit of a red flag there on XLV, but definitely our lead bull at the moment. All right, going to end it there. We shall see you a little bit later on for an MJ sector review, but best of luck into the trading day tomorrow. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel on your way out, and we'll see you on the next one.